My mother-in-law told me I can't attend Thanksgiving or Christmas with my baby unless we get a DNA test. Yeah, you heard that right, a DNA test. Let me give you some context because honestly, I have a hard time wrapping my head around this. About 7 or 8 months ago, I gave birth to my beautiful baby boy. He's perfect in every way, but there is one feature that seems to have everyone talking: his hair. It's blonde. Not just light brown, but blonde, but white blonde and striking. To me, it's adorable. And I've loved seeing this unique feature in my child. But apparently, to my mother in law, this is a massive problem. Here's the thing: neither my husband and I are blonde. I have darker hair, and my husband has very dark hair, almost black, and his skin is olive toned. So I get why some might think at first glance it's a little surprising that our child came out so fair haired. But it's not like this is some genetic impossibility. I've had blonde children in my family. My mother's side has several relatives who are tow-headed as babies, and genetics can be unpredictable. But my mother-in-law refuses to accept this explanation. She's convinced, absolutely convinced, that it's impossible for a child in her Greek bloodline to be born with blonde hair. According to her, this must mean that my baby isn't her son's. She's decided that the only explanation is infidelity on my part, and she's taken it upon herself to make it her mission to prove it, and her proof, demanding a DNA test. But here's where it gets more absurd. She's now using this as leverage to exclude me and my baby from family events. According to her, we aren't welcome at Thanksgiving or Christmas unless we agree to a paternity test. And if that wasn't bad enough, my husband isn't exactly standing by me. When my mother-in-law first started making these accusations, I expected my husband to shut it down immediately. I expected him to defend me and our child, but instead, he decided to play along. He told me flat out that he's going to Christmas and Thanksgiving at his mom's house, with or without me and the baby. He says he just wants to be with his family for the holidays, and he's willing to leave us behind to do it. I told him there's no way I'm agreeing to a DNA test. I shouldn't have to prove my child's paternity to anyone, especially when I know the truth. I told him, if you want a DNA test, go ahead. Divorce me, take me to court, and you'll see that you've ruined your marriage over absolutely nothing. But here's where I draw the line. If he goes to those holiday gatherings without me and our child, if he chooses his mother's unfounded accusations over his wife and baby, I'm done. I've made it clear to him, don't bother coming home because I'll be changing the locks. Laying it all out for him, things between us have been tense. My husband doesn't seem to fully grasp how deeply hurtful this entire situation is. I've explained to him that his mother's accusations are not just ridiculous, they're offensive. She's not just questioning my faithfulness, she's questioning our baby's place in their family. That kind of doubt cuts deep, and the fact that he's not immediately shutting it down feels like a betrayal. I told him plainly, do you realize what you're doing by even entertaining this idea? You're telling me that your mother's baseless paranoia is worth more to you than our marriage, than the trust we've built, than your own child's first holiday memories. And he just shrugs it off, saying he doesn't see the big deal. It's just a test, he says. Why not just do it and get it over with? But it's not just a test. It's a statement. Agreeing to this DNA test would mean validating her unfounded accusations, giving her the power to dictate what happens in our family. What's next? Do I need to run every decision I make as a parent by her? Should I ask for her approval before my baby takes his first steps or says his first word? It's not about the test itself. It's about the precedent it sets. And then there's the baby. He's only 7 months old, and this is supposed to be his first Thanksgiving and Christmas. These are milestone moments we will never get back. The idea of my husband willingly choosing to spend them with his mother, knowing she's actively trying to exclude his own child, is beyond infuriating. It makes me question what kind of father he wants to be. When I told him that if he goes to his mother's house without us, our marriage is over, he looked shocked, like he couldn't believe I'd go that far. But what does he expect? How can I stay in a marriage when I'm constantly defending myself against baseless accusations? How can I trust him to stand by me when he won't even stand up to his own mother? And the worst part, it's not just about me, it's about our baby. This isn't just a disagreement between two adults. This is about his role as a father. By siding with his mother, he's allowing her to treat our child as if he's not a part of the family. How do you explain that to your son one day? How do you tell him, I missed your first Christmas because your grandmother didn't believe you were mine? I've spent the past few days trying to figure out what to do. Part of me wants to believe he'll come home to his senses and choose us, but the other part of me knows that if he doesn't, I can't stay. I won't let my son grow up in an environment where his worth is constantly questioned, where his own father won't protect him from baseless accusations. If he leaves us behind for the holidays, that's it. I'll pack his things, change the locks, and move forward on my own. My baby deserves better, and so do I.